President Joe Biden is defending his son Hunter as the Justice Department reportedly nears a decision on whether or not to charge him criminally. Speaking with MSNBC's Stephanie Ruhle on Friday, the president weighed in on reports that federal prosecutors will soon announce the outcome of a multiple-year investigation into his youngest son. Sources tell NBC News the DOJ is considering a felony count of tax evasion, a gun-related charge which could rise to a felony, and 2 misdemeanor counts for failure to file taxes.
Sir, there is something personal that's affecting you. Your son, while there's no ties to you, could be charged by your Department of Justice. How will that impact your presidency?
First of all, my son's done nothing wrong. I trust him. I have faith in him. And it impacts my presidency by making me feel proud of him.
Hunter Biden has denied any wrongdoing in the tax case, saying he handled the matter, quote, legally and appropriately. 2 weeks after he officially announced his re-election bid, the polling shows the president's approval rating has hit a new low. In the latest Washington Post ABC News survey out yesterday, just 37% of registered voters say they approve of the president's job performance, his lowest figure for that poll since returning to office. But there are also troubling numbers for Biden's most likely opponent in the 2024 general election. At the moment, that's Donald Trump. In the survey, more than half of all voters say that Trump should face criminal charges for his alleged efforts to overturn the 2020 election, his role in the January 6th insurrection, and for his alleged mishandling of classified documents after he left the White House. Despite this, the new poll shows that Trump leads Biden by 6 points in a possible 2020 rematch, 45% to 39%. Joining us now, NBC News senior national politics reporter Jonathan Allen. John, great to see you this morning. Let's start with that poll. Definitely raised eyebrows across the political landscape when it dropped yesterday, not just because this is the lowest the president's approval rating has been in quite some time, but for the first time in a while, he's down outside of the margin of error to Donald Trump in a possible rematch. What's your analysis?
I think that's exactly right, Jonathan. We're not talking about, a point or two. We are not talking about a Biden lead of a point or two. We are not talking about a Trump-aligned polling firm. This is, ABC and Washington Post, two news outlets with great respect around the country. And you've got this kind of huge number here, at least for modern politics, with Trump at 45 to Biden's 39. I think, if you look at the possible matchup against DeSantis for Biden, the spread is basically the same. DeSantis at 44 and Biden at 38. I think, it's not exactly the crisis moment for Democrats, but I think this is troublesome for them. And I also think it probably has something to do with President Biden getting back in as a candidate. I think politicians are always better viewed when they are not officially candidates for office.
So it seems to be there's some Democrats have been telling me for a while now they are nervous about enthusiasm for the president, as you started to just hint at right there. Also, they didn't release their fundraising numbers after their launch, which campaigns tend to do if those numbers are good. So we didn't hear it from the president. So, so many Democrats in polls say that, hey, President Biden's done a good job, but they're not sure they want him to run again. But it would seem to be the theory of the case would be they'd come out to vote against Trump. Does this poll suggest that that's a bit of maybe Democrats a little overconfident in that?
I think certainly Democrats are overconfident if they think that that is a certainty. If you look inside these numbers, usually what the biggest issue is for voters in almost every election, it's the economy. Look inside those numbers and you've got 53% saying Trump did a better job handling the economy, 38% saying Biden. That's got to be something that Democrats are very worried about. I think this is a point where the Democrats have to reflect a little bit on where they're headed and what it is they can do to change a trajectory that, that at the very best looks like an extraordinarily close election a la the 2020 election.
Yeah, and at least to this point, as you and others have reported, the Trump campaign pretty organized, pretty effective, at least at this moment in the early goings. John, let's talk about Hunter Biden for a moment. I have some new reporting out as well. The White House preparing for the possible decision whether he will be charged criminally or not. That's probably coming in the next few weeks or months. There's no war room at the White House. This is, so many Biden aides feel like this was litigated in 2020, and voters were willing to vote for the president then. But it does seem that Democrats I speak to say, well, this isn't going to be great for them either way. That on one hand, if Hunter Biden is charged, that's the son of the president of the United States being charged criminally. If he's not, that's going to give Republicans fodder to say that DOJ was biased, the fix was in. And even though Donald Trump himself, we should point out, is facing indictment, this could be a legitimate distraction. What are people you're talking to saying?
Well, Jonathan, I think that reporting is dead on, and we've seen it not just with this Hunter Biden case, but we've seen it in recent years, as you point out, with Donald Trump. You saw it with Donald Trump asking the Ukrainians to announce an investigation into Joe and Hunter Biden. This idea that if somebody is under investigation, it's basically a no-win situation for them. I think has become at least a leitmotif in our politics, if not the major theme of our politics. So whatever happens with Hunter Biden, it will be outrage certainly for Republicans. But I do think that there is some set of voters in the country, some independents, perhaps those very people that think Donald Trump should face charges, but also might vote for him, who look at convictions, who look at official charges as things that are bad and reasons not to support candidates.
Yeah, and I do think there are some Democrats, though, who think that Hunter Biden's challenge with addiction, he's been very open about that, and the president's love for him actually gains sympathy from some voters as well. John, one last quick one. We're expecting in the next couple of weeks Governor DeSantis of Florida to finally announce that he is indeed running. His fledgling campaign to this point has struggled, to say the least. Is there a sense among Republicans, though, that he could turn it around?
I think there are a lot of Republicans that are praying that he turns it around. There's a significant portion of the party that would like anybody other than Donald Trump. What does not appear to be the case at this moment is that segment is larger than the base that Donald Trump has going into the primary. So the question is going to be, what can Ron DeSantis do to change hearts and minds and votes among the set of Republicans that are not already committed to Trump? So far, the bar is low for him at this point. So he's got an opportunity, but it's low because he hasn't performed well.
Yeah, that's to say the least. NBC News senior national politics reporter Jonathan Allen, always a pleasure. Thank you for being with us this morning. We will speak to you again soon.
Thanks, John.